Good?
Yep.
I call to order the Newman City Council regular meeting, December 13th, 2022. Please stand for the Pledge of Allegiance and remain standing for the invocation. Right? Begin. I
Pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
I'd like to start off by saying good evening to all our guests and our new member, which make this a great evening for us, and all the elected officials that are going to be sworn in this evening. Come with me in prayer. Father God, we just thank you so much for this evening and this season. This season, Father God, has been a season that we can truly lift your name up as a blessing. Here in the city of Newman, we've been pretty blessed. We have city officials that take care of business, that keeps us safe. We have a chief of police that we can go to bed at night and rest and know that we're in good hands. The same with the chief of our fire department. And our city manager and city clerk and the rest of that staff has kept us on higher grounds. I thank you so much for this evening, as this is the time that where we come together to take care of business for the city of Newman. And the Bible says, God says, when there's two or more gathered, he will always be in our presence. He's here in our presence for us to do the work for the city of Newman. In all his name, I say amen.
Amen.
Item number 4, ceremonial matters. It's going to be the oath of office for newly appointed council members. For clarification, we're being appointed at this time. There was no official election because nobody contended against any of us, so we were able to withdraw from the county election, which saved the city over probably approximately $15,000. So we were able to do that because there was no way to contest our spots. So with that, we'll go ahead and move up front and we'll go and get sworn in.
Check, check. There we go. Gentlemen, raise your right hand. Repeat after me. I state your name. Do solemnly swear or affirm that I will support and defend the Constitution of the United States and the Constitution of the State of California against all enemies, foreign and domestic. And I will bear true faith and allegiance to the Constitution of the United States and the Constitution of the State of California. That I take this obligation freely without any mental reservation or purpose of evasion, and that I will well and faithfully discharge the duties upon which I am about to enter. Congratulations.
Welcome to the committee.
I'm here.
Be elbowing you.
I'd like to welcome Councilman Tomlinson to the group. We're excited to have you, and welcome back, Pro Tem Ball for another round. We appreciate it. Item number 5, roll call.
Councilmember McDonald,
Here.
Mayor Pro Tem Ball,
Here.
Councilmember Tomlinson,
Here.
Pimentel,
Here.
Mayor Graham.
Here. Item number 6, declarations of conflict of interest. None tonight. Item number 7, items from the public, non-agenda items. Anybody wanting to speak tonight in the audience?
There's just been 3 people sworn in. Somebody's got to say something.
All right. Item number 8, consent calendar. A, waive all readings of ordinance and resolution except by title. B, approval of warrants. C, approval of minutes of the November 8th, 2022 meeting. D, adopt resolution 2022 next to number, a resolution approving the submittal of an application to the California Department of Water Resources to obtain grant funding for projects under the 2021 Sustainable Groundwater Management Act program, and authorize the San Joaquin River Exchange Contractors Groundwater Sustainability Agency to execute all documents.
I move that we accept the consent calendar for this period.
I second.
We have a first and second. Go and vote. Vote carries 5-0. Item number 9, public hearings. Second reading and adoption of ordinance 2022, next number, amending the Title 7 Fire Regulations of the Newman Municipal Code and adopting by reference the California Code of Regulations, Title 24, Part 9, 2022 edition of the California Fire Code, and authorize staff to publish a summary of said ordinance. Chief, welcome.
Good evening, Mayor, Council. This is the second reading and public hearing for the adoption of amendments to the Title 7 Fire Regulations. The amendments were introduced in the November 8th meeting. No written comments have been received at this point, and I can answer any questions before you hold the public comment.
Any questions from council? I'll go and open up the public. Anybody from public wishing to speak on this topic? None? I'll bring it back to council for action.
Okay. Move to approve second reading and adoption of ordinance number 2022, amending Title 7 Fire Regulations of the Newman Municipal Code and adopting by reference the California Code of Regulations, Title 24, Part 9, 2002 edition of the California Fire Code, and authorize staff to publish a summary of said ordinance.
I'll second that.
We have a first and second. Go and vote. Motion carries 5-0. Thank you, Chief. Item number 10, regular business.
Mayor, just quickly, our consultant hasn't showed up for 10A yet. Can we possibly move to 10B and then come back to 10A?
Absolutely.
Give him just a few more minutes.
Okay.
Otherwise, Lou's got to step up and do it.
Item 10B, adopt a resolution 2022, next number, a resolution adopting the 2022 Stanislaus Multi-Jurisdictional Hazard Mitigation Plan update and City of Newman Annex as an amendment to the City of Newman General Plan Health and Safety Element by incorporation by reference. Chief?
Okay, before you is the Stanislaus County Multi-Jurisdictional Hazard Mitigation Plan update and the City of Newman Annex to the plan. Staff worked with county and other cities in developing this plan by attending public workshops and meetings in which other city departments, including police, planning, and public works, were consulted. The plan was developed to meet the requirements of the Disaster Mitigation Act. The plan requires adoption by the council to amend the general plan's health and safety element, referencing this 2022 multi-jurisdictional plan. Some of the plan elements include hazard identification, vulnerability, assets, and potential losses and capabilities. Through participation in the 2022 Stanislaus County Multi-Jurisdictional Plan update with the city's local annex, the city has met the requirements to become eligible for FEMA pre-disaster mitigation and HMA grant programs once both documents have been approved by FEMA. Adopting the plan into the health and safety element of the general plan will make the city eligible for increased disaster relief funding under the California Disaster Assistance Act. Therefore, staff recommends the council adopt Resolution 2022, next in number, adopting the 2022 Stanislaus County Multi-Jurisdictional Hazard Mitigation Plan Update in the City of Newman Local Hazard Mitigation Plan Annex as an amendment to the City of Newman General Plan Health and Safety Element by reference. I can answer any questions you might have.
Any questions from the council? All right, I'll go open up to the public for any comments or questions. Not seeing anything. I'll bring it back to council for action.
I'll move to adopt resolution number 2022. Do I have to read the whole thing again?
You do.
Okay. A resolution adopting the 2022 Stanislaus County Multi-Jurisdictional Hazard Mitigation Plan Update and the City of Newman Annex as the amendment to the City of Newman General Plan Health and Safety Element by incorporation by reference.
I'll second that.
We have a first and second. Go ahead and vote. Item carries 5-0. Do we have a timeline on?
We don't, but our finance
Lou, you
director
ready to
is
go?
well aware of our financials, and he's more than capable of presenting these financials to you.
Okay. All right. Item number 10A, a resolution, adopt resolution 2022, next number, a resolution receiving and accepting the general purpose financial statement and Transportation Development Act audits for the fiscal year ending June 30th, 2022.
Evening, Mayor and council members. I'm actually kind of excited about this. The 12 years that I've been doing audits, I've never had the chance to present them. It's always been done by the auditors, but since he's not here, I did reach out to him yesterday and confirmed that the meeting was tonight. He was to be here in person. He said he would be here. I reached out to him today and didn't hear back from him, so not sure if he's sick or had traffic problems or what. But anyway, let's go through. We have two items that we're accepting tonight. The first is the audit of the annual financial report, and the other is our Transportation Development Act audit. These are two things that we have to submit off to the state every year. So if we, talk about perfect timing, just when I thought I'd get a chance to do it.
Maybe
So-
13 years.
Yeah, 13. So the firm that does our audit is RJ Riccardi, and this is Michael O'Connor. He's our lead auditor, and it looks like he's managed to make it here on time. So if you want to come on up here, he'll go ahead and present.
So that means that you don't have to show back up here the next time, but send us some donuts.
You showed up just in time. You're up. Good evening.
Okay, perfect.
Started, so it's all you.
So, sorry I'm late.
Oh, that's okay.
Traffic over the Altamont was crazy. So good evening, Honorable Mayor and members of the City Council for the City of Newman, and my name's Michael O'Connor, and I'm here to present the financial statements for the City of Newman for the year ended June 30, 22. I would like to, please feel free to interrupt me at any time during the presentation. I would like you to turn to page 1 of the financial statements. Page 1 is our auditor's opinion. It's not on letterhead now, but it will be after you adopt it. And we do work for the city council. If you ever have questions of myself or the firm I work for, please feel free to reach out at any time. Our contact information will be on the letterhead. So this is the opinion letter that we put on the financial statements, and everything was done in accordance with professional standards. This is what's called an unmodified opinion. No modifications, qualifications, no issues whatsoever. So this is what's referred to as a clean opinion, or the best opinion you can receive. And that's all I wanted to point out on that page. I'm going to skip through the MD&A and go through to the larger statement, which are probably easier to read, which would be page, looks like 15. Page 15 is the statement of net position. And so this is your statement of net position as of a snapshot as of June 30, 22. It's on the full accrual basis, like you're a for-profit company. You've got two columns here. You have governmental activities and business type activities. Business type activities are your water and sewer. Your governmental activities are everything else. At the very bottom, I would like to point out your total net position. So this is your assets less liabilities. Governmental activities, you have just over $25 million. And almost the same here in business type activities, 25, 759, 887. So definitely strong position. Then on the next page, you have your statement of activities. This shows all your revenue and expenditures for the year. It starts out with expenses because governments are in the business of providing services. And this is the cost of those services. As you see right here, it's, what do you have, 13 million, left over 13 million in expenditures. And then it comes across for fees and grants, and then what's left over for the taxpayers to subsidize. So basically, change in net position is like the fifth line up from the bottom. Governmental activities, you had about $15,000 of revenues exceeding expenses. You had 2.9 million in business activities. So positive, that's always good news. Next, I want to turn to page 17. 17 is a balance sheet. These are your governmental activities. This is what's called on the modified accrual basis. It's almost like a cash basis. And that lists your funds here for your governmental activities. These are your major funds. Over on the right, it says non-major funds. Those are all combined into one column. They are actually all listed out at the back of this report if you want to see the details of each fund. But that's the summary of those funds. Your general fund, the first column, total fund balance. Looking there, $4.3 million. CDBG, you have $4.9 million, but that's restricted for housing. And then your public facilities improvement, $4.8 million fund balance. State grants, you have a deficit, $710,000. All your other non-major funds summarized, you have $4.9 million sitting in those fund balances. So if people want to, some people ask how much money is in the pot, the general fund pot in each fund, and that's what that fund balance represents. Next, I'd like to turn to page 19. So page 19 is similar to your statement of activities, is your revenues and expenditures and changes in fund balance. This is on, again, the modified accrual basis, more closer to a cash basis. Net change in fund balance is like fifth line up from the bottom. You had $189,000 general fund positive. Looks like you had 12,000 positive in CDBG. You had a loss on public facilities improvement, obviously for the capital outlay coming out of that fund, as well as a loss on your state grants due to the capital outlay coming out of that fund. Non-major funds had a positive $1.2 million of revenues exceeding expenditures in your non-major funds. And that is all I wanted to point out in this report. Behind these statements, you have a lot of notes that talks about a lot of the policies the city has, a lot of the accounting policies, gives you a lot of information on the pension plan, the debt the city carries, your capital assets, cash and investments. It gives a lot more information on there. If you read that or have questions, you can always email me or call me, or of course Lou probably can answer them better than me. But that is it. There is another report. It's called a management report. In our auditor's opinion, and it was on page 1 and 2, talks about that we look at the controls over the city's assets to minimize fraud and error, particularly error in the financial information you have, because if you have errors in there, it could impact your decisions that you make based on that information, but also fraud. So internal controls are strong here. We didn't have any recommendations in that report, so there's no need to go through it, but I just wanted to point that out. That's something that we do look at in the audit, and if we find areas of improvement, we'll recommend that. But those have, any areas of improvements have all been resolved and corrected. And that's all I wanted to point out.
Thank you, Mr. O'Connor. Any questions from council?
Yeah, I have one quick question. Basically, see the line, item number 17. Did you leave out in reference to the city giving us a Christmas bonus? I'm joking. He had that look on his face. Ready to run out of here. I'm just, Mr. O'Connor, I was just.
That was classy.
God bless you.
That was Leroy McDonald, MCDO.
I'll go and open up the public for any comments, questions. All right, not seeing any. I'll bring it back to council for action.
I'll move to adopt resolution number 2022, a resolution receiving and accepting the general purpose financial statement and Transportation Development Act audits for the fiscal year ending June 30th, 2022.
First, do we have a second?
I adopt that resolution also. Adopt resolution.
Second.
Second that.
Second.
Second.
We have a first and second. Go and vote.
Yeah. Vote.
You did good.
Yeah. All right. Bonuses. You're killing me here. I didn't think you'd really say that.
Item carries 5-0.
That was good.
Real quick, I'd like to thank you, Mr. O'Connor.
Yeah.
Thank you.
Good work.
I wanted
We
to
appreciate it.
also thank Lou
Yeah.
and the two gentlemen over there whose first names I happen to really like. And all the city staff that support Lou and both Mikes over there for accommodating us and making the audit go move really efficiently and for doing good work. So.
Well, we have a good guy in Lou.
Yeah, we got the right people running this town.
This guy
I know that.
lets us sleep real easy, so.
Absolutely.
Yeah. This is my 9th year, and so going through the budgets and that, and I think coming into my 9th year. And so every year, Lou's always done a great job and always had good reviews. So we greatly appreciate everybody in the city's hard work, including Lou's.
Thank you.
Thank
I'm
you.
going to keep harping on this. I'm going to take Lou out to lunch, and we'll talk about that bonus.
All right. Thank you, sir. Item number 11, items from District 5 Stanislaus County Supervisor. He messaged me. He's not feeling well. I hope he feels better. He was unable to make it. So item 12, items from the city manager and staff. Michael?
Thank you, Mayor. I wanted to congratulate you and Mayor Pro Tem Ball and Councilmember Tomlinson on your election, and look forward to working with you guys over the next 2 years. Also, tonight I just wanted to start off, but again, we just had a really good audit, and those are important documents because you look at your financials, and if your financials aren't in order, and some cities don't take care of their financials very well, and then they end up spending the same dollar 2 or 3 times, and then they find themselves in a very dire situation where they're having to lay off staff and a lot of other things. So I just want to thank Lou and his staff, and as well as our department heads. They all do an excellent job managing their budgets. A lot of times we'll start off buying the things we need right up front, and if things are kind of optional, we kind of wait to the mid-year to make sure all of our revenues are coming in as we project, and then they'll buy the big ticket items after that. And so they do a very good job, and so this audit is really a testament to Lou and all the other department heads out there, Chief Richardson and Chief Bowen and Public Works Director Reyes, and they do a great job of managing their budgets. And so, they deserve all the credit for having these strong financials that we have. So. And then next, I wanted to just take an opportunity here to thank, first and foremost, Susan Borelli and Joanna Lyonez. They're the ones that decorate our Christmas trees, and as well as the public works staff. They did an excellent job of preparing for the Christmas tree lighting and ceremony. And I think the tree looks tremendous this year. We're getting a lot of good compliments out there, and I think they did a good job on it in both. It's interesting when we do the Christmas tree lighting. Half go to their live tree, and then half the people go out to the artificial tree. And so we have to light them both up at the same time because people have their favorites. And so, but they did a great job on doing both of those, as well as the public works staff and all the hard work they put into decorating the plaza. We do get a lot of compliments on the plaza. In fact, our public works director was talking to one of our consultants today about the veterans project that we're working on at the corner there. And the consultant said, yeah, I'm working with one of your neighbor communities, and they just keep saying, we want to do it like Newman does it. We want to do it like Newman does it. So I think that's a great compliment when our neighbors are saying they want to be like Newman. So again, I want to thank them. And then also, you can't stop without talking about, Allie and the chamber, and they actually run the event, as well as Miss Borelli. They actually run the event, and that. We had a little bit of rain this year, but, we still got good turnouts when those didn't. A lot of vendors out there, they did very well. They're all happy to come back next year. So, again, there's a lot of work that goes into those events that they do, and just wanted to thank them for taking and doing that. So we're getting ready to come up to Christmas break. The City Hall's last day of open will be December 22nd. And then we'll be closed from the 23rd through the 2nd, and staff will return on January 3rd. And we'll open it back up at that particular point in time. So, and then we have two little projects that we're working on, and it's been a while, but we're working with Central California Irrigation District, and as you know, there were some properties that continue to be within Central California Irrigation District and in the city. And so we're working with them on that detachment, and we have to go through LAFCO to detach those properties from the district. They don't receive ag water. A lot of them are already developed. And so I believe that project goes to LAFCO in January. And so that'll be going forward over there. We'll make sure that we're there. And then we're working. It's going to be an important project, and as we get closer to it, we'll kind of do a little bit more public outreach. But we're going to do a Parks and Recreation Master Plan, and we're going to go to the community and ask them, as we're annexing Northwest Newman, right, and start in there, and there's going to be some parks developed. Well, we want to know what the community wants in their future parks. What kind of amenities? I mean, so we're allowing these properties to come into our communities, and we're telling them it's got to be an asset. You got to benefit the community as a whole. So what do we want our parks to look like? I mean, do we want basketball courts, tennis courts? Do we want pickleball? We're looking at doing a sports complex. We have a 10-acre site out there that we have developed and identified as a sports complex. Do you want a baseball, softball to go first? Do you want soccer to go first? What do we want to do? And whatever one goes first, then we need to identify a potential location for the other. So if baseball and softball go first in that first sports complex, then in our next annexation, we're going to make sure that they put 12 acres out there to put together a soccer complex. And, we were to start thinking as a top-rate city because, that's the way we have to think and know that that's where we're going to go. And if you don't have a roadmap to get there, you're never going to get there, right? So let's put together a roadmap. Let's find out what the community and what kind of assets they want, party pavilions and whatever other things that we want out there, and put those together out there. We've worked with the school district and had conversations with them. Northwest Newman has a park site right next to a school site, so we can use shared facilities. So if you're having some events out there, you can use this school district parking lot. And so you have more playable area over there. Or if they're having a soccer tournament and there's a soccer fields next to them, then they can use that as well. And so using those joint facilities is going to be very important. So we believe we'll come back to you in January with the consultant, and it's going to be about a 6-month process to get that all done. So hopefully we'll have that wrapped up around the summer of '23, and then that'll play into the impact fee program there to make sure we're collecting the appropriate funds from new development to support the parks that our community deserves and our people deserve. So. And just wanted to take an opportunity to just again wish you all a Merry Christmas. And this is our last meeting of the year. Our next meeting will be on January 13th. And with that, and I know that Saturday didn't display it, but go Navy, beat Army. Other than that, that's all I had, Mayor.
Thank you, Michael. Ali? Good evening.
Evening, Mayor, council members. Thank you for attending the Christmas tree lighting. Weather was a little bit rough. I know Michael reiterated on that. Thank all the departments as well. PD, Fire, Public Works, Miss Susan Borelli and Joanna, who were out there the whole entire time, just getting us through from decorating, Christmas rides, police activity. Mr. Murillo as well, our officer, he helped collect toys for tots that day. So that was a great event. Moving forward, we are currently working on our 2023 basketball league. It will start early January for the recreation side of our department. And then as well as I just spoke to Miss Mika, Ronnie's wife, we will be doing a event on the 26th if you guys would like to come out. It'll be at 4 p.m. And more information will come to you guys in the near future about that. With that, I can answer any questions y'all may have.
Any questions? I'd just like to thank you guys again for an outstanding job you guys did on
Thank
the
you.
Christmas tree line. Everybody's hard work, the cities and yours and
Thank you.
Suzanne's and Joanna's.
Definitely.
Outstanding job.
And I think it takes a team. So everybody that was out there, from department heads to the public works individuals, they really put in a lot of time and a lot of effort in doing so.
Outstanding work. It looks great.
Thank you.
Thank you. Chief?
Evening, Mayor, council members. First of all, congratulations on your elections, and I look forward to working with you all. And thank you for stepping up to do this work and moving the city forward. Your job is not always easy, and not everyone always likes what you guys do, but I know it's for the right reasons, and we're moving forward. I brought backup tonight, so we're going to take up all of Catherine's time. She didn't know this, that's why I brought backup. She scares me a little.
Well, she missed last meeting, so she's penalized.
Right, we're penalized. Just a quick, we're going to have some updates for you on it. We had a pretty busy month, but the one I'm going to update you on now is we had a robbery on December 6th at Newman Foods. A gentleman entered the store, robbed the clerk at gunpoint. Today, this afternoon, we took that subject into custody. Our patrol staff did an amazing job with the citizens' help of identifying this gentleman. We had several tips in the tip line. We were able to identify him, and he is now booked into county jail. So we're all going to be a little bit safer tonight. So it's
He wasn't one of
on their part.
He wasn't one of our residents.
It
Correct?
was not. He was a Patterson resident, local enough for. So I'd like to invite up Sergeant Williams. She's going to tell you a little bit about what the rest of the patrol staff's been doing for the past month. So get a snack. It's going to take a minute.
Good evening, Sergeant.
Good evening, Mayor, City Council members. It was a busy month, so I apologize in advance. November 12th, we had the Etch and Catch program again. We, supervised. The kids engraved 14 cars from town. The next event is planned for February 4th, tentatively. And for that one, Gustine PD will be joining us. This one was also open to Gustine residents, but that one will be as well, obviously. November 16th, the county, it's the SITE team, which is the County Integrated Traffic Enforcement Team, was out here. Every month, bound from city to city within the county. And it was Newman's turn this past month. 61 citations were written for various traffic violations. There was an emphasis on school traffic violations during drop-off time. This was from about 7:30 a.m. to noon, so that was quite a bit of traffic in that small amount of time. November 25th, there was a search warrant served and a marijuana grow located. within the city. There were a little bit more than 3,000 plants recovered in various stages of maturity, and there were 2 arrests made. December 9th, we had a DUI saturation in Newman. CHP joined us for that, so we appreciate them. In the calendar year of 2021, there were 18 DUI arrests made by our agency. That number has doubled, and we have 3 weeks remaining. On the night of the saturation, one of our officers also made a DUI arrest, so our total is now to 37 with 3 weeks remaining. December 10th, Officer Murillo, as you mentioned, he had coordinated and organized Toys for Tots. He organized that with the Marine Reserves. And a 4-hour window, it just shows how great this community is. He was out front of Newman while it was pouring rain, and he still managed to collect 150 toys. Wow. So,
Man.
It's still open. I know that we have a donation bin, so anybody who didn't make it that day, we're still accepting donations, and I know there are various places. I think the fire department also has one, maybe? Yeah, there's various places in town where they could drop them off, and City Hall. Bree, our animal control officer, she did the grant for the cat program, and she had been in search of a donor or donors to purchase some sort of structure to house the cats as they were captured, waiting for surgery, and to hold them while they were recovering to release them back into the community. Chicago White Sox closer Liam Hendricks, he is a former Oakland Athletic pitcher. He donated all of the funds to purchase a tough shed, and it has been ordered, so it should be here shortly. So we appreciate their very generous donation. Finally, Stanislaus County Community Service Agency has been to Newman 3 times now for the homeless outreach prior to enforcing the new ordinance, and they're scheduled to come out here again on Friday. I'm sorry, I lied to you, I have one more. December 16th, which is this Friday, we will be doing Shop with a Cop. It's a program that we've been doing for a while now. We typically get the money from a grant through Walmart, but this year the money was donated by the DW61 Foundation, which was created in honor of Deputy Dennis Wallace. They've donated $1,000, so we will be taking 2 lucky kids to Walmart, and they get to spend $500 each. So we were able to get those names of some families in need through the Family Resource Center, so it's going to some families who could use it.
Outstanding.
That is all I have now. Thank you.
Thank you guys for all your hard work. I know you guys have been busy, and there's been a lot of big cases and that, so we as a community appreciate it.
Quick question. She's very shy, but she is a 49er fan.
That's right. Yep.
One of her only flaws.
I'm also a Yankees fan, too. I don't know if that hurts.
That's the second flaw.
That one hurts.
Yeah, I know.
I mean, we could ask her who won the World Series.
Oh, boy.
Lose on Thursday.
Thank you.
But I would just like to remind everybody to celebrate the holiday safely. Obviously, you heard the DUI numbers. Please designate a driver if you're attending holiday parties. And then I'd like to wish everybody a Merry Christmas and Happy New Year.
Thank you, Chief.
Thank you.
Lou?
I'd just like to say I did not plan for him to show up right at the last second. I was totally intent on presenting. Anyway, I didn't have anything else to present tonight. Again, like Michael did say, if you have any questions on the financials or even on the budget, feel free to give me a call. I'm more than happy to talk you through it.
Thank you, Lou. Great job as usual. Catherine, we're going to put you on a timer.
I'm going to take Chief Bowen's time since Petey took my time.
Good
I just have
evening.
a couple items. I just want to wish everyone a Merry Christmas and a Happy New Year. And in the new year, I look forward to bringing a couple exciting projects to you. One will be the continuation of the Veterans Monument out on the corner, and we'll be giving you the results of the survey. I want to thank the community. We had over 70 responses, and that is a lot of participation for a small community like us. And so we'll be bringing you the preferred concept and then taking it a little further and coming up with something really nice for the community to honor veterans. Also, our T Street Corridor Plan, we finally have a signed grant agreement from Caltrans, so we'll be doing some outreach. I want everybody in the community to really keep an eye out on that so we can get some good feedback for what they want to see happen on the T Street Corridor. I'll be personally going out to the residents that live on T Street so we can get them to the meetings, and because we really want input from everyone so we can address some pedestrian concerns out there. And we're going to be looking at storm drains and everything else. And then speaking of storm drains, we are getting some rain, which we're all thankful for. And I just want to remind everybody to please keep the gutters clean. You rake, just push it outside the gutter so the water can travel. And please be patient. Our pipes can only hold so much water. And so it may seem like it's flooded, but give it a little time. And if it doesn't drain down, that's when you call Public Works and we'll go out and see if there's a DI or an issue or a lift station down. It takes time. We'll have little localized flooding, and just stay out of the water with your cars so you don't bog down or cause a hazard. And that's all I've got. And again, Merry Christmas and Happy New Year.
Outstanding. Steve?
Oh, wait, one more thing. And I do like you, Mr. Pimentel. You were just being mean to me.
You like my wife better, I think.
That's great.
Just a few things. So as the new year starts, we're working on some recertification for our EMS. I think most of you know we have EMTs and emergency medical responders at the fire department, so you'll see us in January recertifying. So we're pretty proud of that. About 80% of our staff are medically trained, and that's a large portion of our response. So it's great to see that taking place. We're continuing to work on fire inspections across the business district down here. Seeing a few smoke detectors, so just want to remind everyone, check your smoke detectors, make sure your batteries are swapped out or changed. If you have an issue, give us a call. We'll come out and we'll help you guys out. Also, make sure you have a fire extinguisher, especially with Christmas coming. Keep a fire extinguisher in your kitchen. Make sure you guys know where it's at, how to use it. If you need directions or help, let us know. We'll be more than happy to work with the community on that. We're expecting a freeze over the next week or so. Tomorrow is projected to be below freezing. So prepare now. If you got animals, please remind your neighbors or whatever, bring your animals inside. You might want to cover windshields or whatever to make your commute in the morning a little easier. As it comes to Christmas, just remind you, keep your trees watered. If you can, refrain from using candles. They got nice LED fake candles now. You wouldn't even know the difference. And then if you're going to use candle for scented, you use more like a warmer. Don't use a flame if you can. Stay in the kitchen if you're baking or cooking. Just it's common to have someone burn something up. So just want to remind everybody on that. We were invited by District 5 Supervisor to the Bonita swimming pool ceremony tomorrow. So if anyone's interested, it was at 12 o'clock, if I remember correctly. So just because we respond to the area, we might have someone present for that ceremony from the fire department. And then if you're looking for sandbags or warming zones, you can visit stanemergency.com. They're right there on the side there under the quick links, and you can access sandbag locations across the county along with warming zones across the county. I can answer any questions anyone else might have. Thank you.
Thank you. All the volunteers that work hard for us. Pro Tem Ball?
Just thank you to all city staff for your hard work during this last year. I think it's been a very good year, and your hard work and efforts don't go unnoticed. So thank you.
Councilman McDonald?
A couple of things is that City Manager Mike had mentioned that someone from another city had mentioned that we want to be like Newman. We have, since I've been on City Council, have been leading by example. Each and every one of these council members up here, even when the new ones come in, they step right in line in terms of what this city is about. We have great city management in terms of Michael Harlan and his staff. And I just say that to say is that we're in good hands and that you can rest at night. Merry Christmas to you all. Be safe. God bless you. And new member Thomason, I don't know if Mayor mentioned to you, but you know, all new members have to wear the Santa Claus suit.
I'm not big enough.
God bless you all.
Councilman Pimentel?
I don't have anything to say. Everybody already said it. Merry Christmas and Happy New Year's.
Councilman Tomlinson?
Just want to say thank you to everybody and looking forward to working with all of you in the future.
Thank you, thank you. I had, the mayors have a meeting We try to do it every month, but it ends up being about every 2-3 months, and we rotate from city to city throughout the county. And we get together and talk about stuff within our cities and that. We host it every year. We host it here in Newman because they all love to come here for all the lights and how our downtown looks and that. And we host it at the State Theater. And so Allie, Susan, Karen, they all put that together for us, and it's catered, and the mayors come here. We had great turnout with all the mayors and had a great time. And so I want to thank them for all their hard work they put into that. It's very pleasing. For that event, the wives come, and so it's a nice little event for all of us. So I appreciate all your guys' hard work on that. Thank you. And city looks great. Thanks to all the city workers for all their hard work. As the year wraps up, they deserve their time off, and I hope they enjoy their little break. And so with that, Merry Christmas, everybody. Happy New Year, and I ask for adjournment. First, second, meeting adjourned.